All right, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the daily briefing. So, gonna do something a little different. I did, I put out basically a Q&A on my personal Twitter, at TBOHEN, and I got a ton of replies. I figured I'd get a handful. I got a bunch, so I thought the best way to just to do something different with the daily briefing, I thought the best way would be let's answer them here. So, because again, I got so many. Number one, thank you. If you posted to Twitter, if you replied, I appreciate it. It's just I got a lot. So anyway, let's get started. So I don't know. To be honest, I don't know exactly how Twitter works with the threading, okay? Because they're not in sequence. I'm just going to start at the top and answer as many as I can in 15 minutes. I got a podcast at 12:30 that I got to record. Also, keep in mind, last time I'll bug you, but 8 p.m. Eastern, Sykes and I got a webinar together. Go to stocksandtrade.com/free-webinar, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. All right, let's get to work. As per overnight gap ups, what should I be looking for? Recent news, over VWAP, pushing price action, ending near highs, volume into close, anything I'm missing, and preferably a lower price stock with float rotation. Spencer. Now, nothing, as always, nothing's guaranteed, but I love it. What is the way to maximize the likelihood of a gap up? How do you maximize the potential for a gap up? You check as many boxes as you can, okay? And, you've got something with news. It's above VWAP. It's pushing the high of the day. Volume spike. And it's a low price stock with flow rotation. Now, I would add in, the one add-in I would make is, would prefer to see real, air quotes, real news. So, a lot of you guys about MYOS this morning. Evidently, you didn't. I'll diverge a little bit. I like how people are like, MYOS, your main idea this morning didn't work. Yeah, what was the main idea? It's recorded. What was the main idea? Let me bring up my notes because I write everything down. What are we looking for? A dip and then a break of the high of the day into the 945 window. If you bought MYOS in pre-market, that's on you. That's on you. If you bought it at 9:31 a.m., that wasn't the plan. That's not the dip and rip. Evidently, you don't watch any of these videos. So what do? You come on this thing, and then I bring up a ticker, and you just start buying it? Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You got to look at the chart pattern. So, anyway, I digress. Good luck with that. Blindly follow others. There you go. Here's a good idea. Blindly follow others. Great idea. That will work awesome for you over time. You will be greatly successful in the short-term day trading game if you just blindly follow others. 2 thumbs up, buddy. Anyway, back to the questions. Should I be cautious anytime there's a 424B and an S3? Always, yeah. Anytime you've got those signs of potential dilution, I would call those stocks, always simply day trade only. If you've got those potential dilutions out there, never, ever, ever hold those overnight. So, when are you writing your book? I'm working on it. Now, I've been saying that for 10 years, but I'm really getting committed. Especially, here's the thing. The weather's getting a little cooler here in northern Michigan. We had like a 50-degree day. I promise I'm really going to get after the book into the fall, okay? I promise. Now I've been saying that for 10 years. So you can yell at me. I deserve to be yelled at about the book. What's the best way to find the bottom of a stock when looking for the dip? Don't try and guess bottoms, okay? Again, what we're looking for when when you get that dip and rip idea, what you're looking for is that stock that pulls hard, bases, then perks, okay? And then breaks that high of the day, or breaks that green to red, or breaks that VWAP. Some of those areas we're looking for. So don't try and guess bottoms. No, I think that it's just, now occasionally you might nail the bottom, but don't try and nail the bottom. Look for confirmation, okay? Look for consolidation, and then look for high days, look for red to greens, look for VWAP breaks, look for 52s. Those are the moves. Then you risk off of that low of the day. That's basically the VWAP hold pattern, the ABCD pattern are very similar. The ABCD pattern, you're waiting for that stock to consolidate, perk, and then you risk off the lows. What will happen with UAVS after the halt? Looks like nothing. They did an offering. UAVS, I haven't liked this because of the chart pattern forever. Just really range bound. So I know the question's probably a little old, but I'm actually UAVS is holding up at this point. But wait for it to break out. Have you finished your kitchen remodel? No. But I'm getting close. I'm down to the punch list phase. Would you have traded Mara yesterday? Was the best play? Talking about Mara yesterday. What was? I think we talked about what did we talk about on Mara? We talked about a red to green on Mara yesterday morning. And what did Mara do? So yeah. Or wait, yeah. So yeah, the plan from yesterday was a red to green on Mara, and it was a decent trade. I mean, it closed. That was our plan yesterday. Wasn't the best plan on Mara. So, I'm studying yesterday's chart for SINT on the VWAP hold high at daybreak, which was a beautiful one. Didn't seem to break out exactly into the 2 p.m. window, more like 3:50. Am I correct? Yeah, I mean, great point, Reiko. I mean, typically when we're looking for these VWAP hold higher days, people still asking about MYOS. Sometimes I love social media. What do you think about MYOS? Reiko, yes, SINT was a little late in the day for what we look for. Now, it was still the pattern, but yeah, usually you kind of prefer something like SINT to break a little earlier in the day. Best ways to learn technical analysis. I will always recommend Technical Analysis on Multiple Time Frames by Brian Shannon. I think it's the Bible, okay? Technical Analysis using multiple time frames by Brian Shannon. It's the Bible of technical analysis. Now, there's a million other good ones, but if there was one pick, it would be Brian Shannon's book. How do you actually find good penny stocks with potential? I mean, Kieran, I would say this. Check out these live streams. Every morning, we're breaking down the news. We're breaking down the why. We're breaking down the chart pattern. So, Kieran, I mean, it's free. Every morning, 8:30. Check it out. What do you do when you get burned out to reset the mind? Great question, Roy. I tell you, what do? You know, when you get that losing streak or, you know, you're just, nothing seems to work, you're frustrated. I mean, I know a lot of you probably know what I'm going to answer. I mean, just Brian Shannon is the book. Technical Analysis Using Multiple Time Frames by Brian Shannon. Get outside. Exercise. I mean, you know, I know I'm a meathead, okay? But I tell you, I'm not saying you got to do deadlifts. Get some exercise. Go for a bike ride. Go for a walk. Do some burpees. But when I tell you, for me, and I think this is for almost everyone, if I'm frustrated, if I'm burned out, if I'm ornery, nothing beats exercise, man. And, ask my co-host on the podcast, Steven Johnson. He'd probably tell you drink. I'm not going to tell you that. I mean, don't underestimate the effect on your mindset of just some basic exercise. Even just a walk. I'm not saying you got to run 30 miles, okay? Get outside. I mean, you can see the sunshine behind me. It's a beautiful sunny day. Air, sunshine, exercise. That's it, man. That's my best answer. Have you ever had students in the Steady Train team more than a year? Yeah. I tell you, one of the students that I'm most proud of, Tango Baker, okay? Last week's podcast, go to steadytrade.com, check out the podcast with Tango Baker. He was in the Steady Trade team for 2 years, and man, I'm super proud of that guy, man. Worked his butt off, diligent, created a process. So, yeah, we do have people that stay in the team for several years. And Tango, I mean, Tango was one of them, and he was on the podcast last week. Live meetups. Man, I had one of my big goals for 2020 was to do some small group meetups, with a lot of you, but coronavirus, man. It's a bummer. So will we do meetups? I would like to, but I don't know when. Bums me out. So, what are some of the best non-stocks to trade resources you like for info? I tell you, I mean, all these years later, Yahoo Finance, Yahoo Finance has a lot of the news you need. They got a lot of the stats you need. I mean, again, I think, in my opinion, you should have a professional package, okay? But if you're a newbie, you don't have much money, Yahoo Finance isn't bad. And the second would be Finviz, Finviz. Great site, and again, for free resources, those would probably be my top two. So, Yahoo Finance, I know it's funny, especially if you're young. If you're like 20 years old, you're probably like, Yahoo? What? But the one good thing about Yahoo still is Yahoo Finance. It's actually a pretty decent site, So, do you ever trade in pre-market or after hours? I hate to say never, but I avoid it. I try and avoid pre and after hours. So, what resources would you recommend for newbies? Where should you start? I mean, number one, I'm going to tell you, the podcast, okay? The very first episodes of the Steady Trade podcast, when we started out the podcast, we were doing like this seasons idea, okay? And like season 1 and season 2, we like took you through like the whole, getting started in penny stocks and day trading. So I tell you, it's a great resource. And I think, Steven and I have fun with the podcast. And, we got like 150 episodes. What I love about the podcast, you can listen to it while you're on the treadmill. You can listen to it at work. There you go. If you're at work and the boss lets you wear headphones, great. I doubt your boss is going to let you watch an Instagram live and listen to me rant and rave. So, Steady Trade Podcast. So, how do you determine when to hold an OTC stock overnight? I hate OTCs overnight. Listen, there's a million different styles, okay? There's a million different ways to trade. I can't sleep when I got an OTC overnight. Now, I'd tell you this. I've done podcasts and YouTube videos with Jack Kellogg, okay? Check out the ones with Jack Kellogg. He trades a lot of these OTCs overnight. But he's a young guy. I'm too gray and battle scarred, and I like to sleep, okay? I typically don't hold OTCs overnight. So what I would say, though, check out the podcasts and the videos with Jack Kellogg. Great. He does it a lot. So where in Michigan do you live? North of Grand Rapids. So middle of nowhere, north of Grand Rapids. Why is the market fading? We're like, why is the market fading? The SPY is like 4 points from all-time highs. We're four. The SPY is 4 points away. How many times was Ric Flair champ? It's more than 4, right? Anyway, we're 4. I was gonna do like a Ric Flair impersonation. Maybe I'm thinking the 4 Horsemen. Anyway, we're 4 points from all-time highs on the SPY. Where is the market fading? Looking to spend a bunch of time learning trading, and have been told by a lot of people that I'm the one to listen to. Thank you. My question is, do I go through YouTube in the beginners playlist? Great. Yeah, I would say the beginners playlist on YouTube, the Steady Trade Podcast, and jump on these. So, who doesn't love John Cena? Somebody's asking about using paper trading. Paper trading is part of the standard package on Stocks to Trade. So, whoops, I had a call come in. It might have glitched. It's built in. Silverado or Raptor. I might get yelled at this. I know I'm in Michigan, but I've got a Tundra TRD Pro. So I know I'm in Michigan, and I'm probably going to get yelled at by the Chevy guys and the Ford guys, but I've got a Tundra TRD Pro. Sorry, but how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I've actually got several woodchucks under my wood pile right now, and they're soon to die. All right. I like the question. I like the woodchuck, but the woodchucks around me are doomed. They're doomed. Is Be the Trader your second favorite show behind Steady Trade? Yes, it is, Alex. So check out Be the Trader. Great podcast. Alex does an awesome job. And again, another great podcast. Check out Be the Trader by Alex. He's Be the Story 87 on Twitter. Another great resource. Great resource. So, all right, I'm over on time. Sorry, I got to as many as I can, but I got to jump on with Stephen and Kim in 10 minutes. So this was fun. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone on Twitter with the AMA. I only got to about a third of them. Number one, I got a lot of them, which thank you. And I talk too much. So anyway, thank you, everyone. Check out the webinar tonight with Sykes. I know I've mentioned the podcast a lot. Check it out. And I'll also be back tomorrow 8:30. Have a great day, everyone.